Thirdly, look at 1 Corinthians 10 before we go. You're in Romans, go to the right, 1 Corinthians 10. The third little choice that leads to a life of purity is that grace-energized purity means that young men and anyone else who wants it will choose to look for God when tempted. 1 Corinthians 10:13. You see, the life of sanctification does not negate the tempting power that the flesh and the world and the devil around us have. And so we can saturate ourselves with the Word and continuously have a consistent hatred of evil, and we'll still be tempted. That's what the monks found out. They thought that they could move out in the desert and never have a temptation, and what they found out was their temptations were even more vivid because they were so aware of what their flesh was craving for out there in the desert. So what does God say? 1 Corinthians 10:13, no temptation has overtaken you. Now remember, the theology of temptation is always following us. And if we stop walking in the Spirit, it overtakes us. Do you get the idea? It's kind of like if you stop too suddenly, someone will bump into you, at the store. If you stop your car too suddenly, someone will bump into you from behind. Temptation is always going to overtake us. Any instant, any moment, any sector of our life that is not yielded to the supremacy, the lordship, the walking in the Spirit of our life, temptation strikes right there. You see, it's just like always ready to overtake us at any moment. So no temptation has overtaken you except such as is common to man. Don't think you're alone. We all have the same constant seepage of the flesh trying to find its way in. Different cracks in our lives, but always trying to get in. But look at this. This is the best part. But God is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you are able, but will with the temptation at the same instant also make a way of escape that you may be able to bear it. This verse has a huge truth we need to stop and really lay hold of. God is there all the time. The more we meditate on that verse, the more we see God's shadow. It is He who is standing over us. He's always ready to deliver us if we but look to Him. He is not distant. He is never closer than when we're tempted. At that instant, look back at verse 13, God is faithful. He doesn't remove all temptations from us. He stands right next to us to deliver us. So He will be glorified. So we'll realize that apart from Him we can do nothing, and His grace is sufficient, and that Christ living in me as I am crucified is the way that I am to go forward. God has already measured and limited the attack upon us. He has already provided an escape route if we'll only look for it and take it. If we are alone in facing temptation, we would be hopelessly defeated. But God knows that already what is coming, so He is there. He is there all the time. He is there every time. He has the best way of escape marked for us, and He is a faithful God. So you know what we need to do? Saturate ourselves with the Word, abhor consistently evil, and then look for God when we're tempted.